Hello everyone, welcome to week 3 of our course here at Baker. It is September 7th as I record this, Labor Day. Kind of a rainy Labor Day here in Kansas City, not doing too much today, kind of hanging out, getting some stuff ready for the course this week and just kind of doing some stuff at home a little bit. I'm at my classroom here, I'm recording real quick today. Want to talk just a little bit about week 2 and then we'll get into our preview of week 3. I won't get into a lot of detail about the digital forum topic, about the digital native topic in the forum, because I'm going to do my own little separate response video on that. So go ahead and check that out in the forum. Wanted to mention just real briefly on the collaboration tools that you guys shared. One of the things that I enjoy about teaching a course like this is really seeing what other people are using and just from a selfish standpoint, kind of learning new tools as well. So I really enjoyed seeing some new tools that people listed in the collaboration one. Slack, I'd never seen. Edit Flow, I'd never really played with that at all before. So those are cool. And then people brought up some stuff that I use a lot and just kind of seeing how they use those tools I enjoy. So Google Classroom, Google Hangouts. If you're doing anything in your classroom where you have students using Google Apps, whether it's a Google Doc or a presentation, Google Classroom is just an amazing time saver for teachers. And I won't do a full commercial here, but I can create an assignment, a Google Doc, and basically with one click I can send it to all of my students. My students can then work on it, turn it in, and I don't have to create separate folders. I go into Google Classroom and I see it. I can comment on it. I can turn it back to them. So if you're not using Google Classroom and you do stuff with Google Docs or any kind of Google Apps in your school district, definitely check that out because it's an amazing time saver, very organized, and it's a game changer if you're using Google Docs in your classroom. All right, so our topic for week 3, we're going to talk a little bit about moving a face-to-face class into an online environment, which I know is a task that a lot of people are given, K-12 and also in higher ed. You might have a principal say, hey, we'd really like to move this particular class, at least a portion of it, into the online space. So go ahead and figure out, how you can get the same experience but move it to an online environment. So I've got a couple resources for you. One is a video. It's a short video. It's about 10 minutes long. It's a couple years old, but I think it does do a good job of kind of talking about some overall basics on, thinking about how you can kind of manage the migration from a brick and mortar over to an online environment. And then I also have an article, 9 tips to successfully moving your face-to-face course online. So I think that's a good start. And then you can also Google, moving a face-to-face course to online. There'll be some other articles, but I think that these 2 resources will give you a really good start and help you kind of answer your forum response for this week. We do have a textbook assignment, chapter 6 and 7 in the Essentials of Online Course Design. And chapter 6 is essentially kind of talking about the difference in creating both individual assignments and then also group assignments. And I don't have us doing a lot of group assignments in this particular course. I think that in some courses it really lends itself a little bit more to that. One maybe a hurdle that I would have if we did that in this course is we only have 5 people currently. So I think that's something to kind of think about a little bit. What if you have a class that's 5 people as opposed to a class with maybe 25 people? So, I could probably do a little bit more group type stuff, and they'll talk about some ideas in here. So I think it's a good chapter. And then in chapter 7, they talk a little bit about using images and video. That whole thing is moving so fast right now that there's video tools today that didn't exist 2 years ago. I think that incorporating video in different ways, even if it's not like super high quality video, does have a definite advantage in creating connections and also helping communication in a class. So go ahead and read chapter 6 and 7. Check out those 2 resources there. The forum that you guys have for this week is really going to center on kind of what the challenges are in taking a face-to-face class and moving it into an online environment. And then your Web 2.0 tool that you're going to share this week is presentation. So anything that you might use as a teacher to present information, and there's a ton of them out there. You guys did a great job with the one last week, so I definitely know that you'll be able to find some good stuff for presentation. But just some different ways that you would present information to your class in an online environment. So things are going pretty well so far. I will talk just briefly about the Google Hangout office hours. Last week we did that on Thursday between 6 and 7 Central Time, and Angie did come in for a little bit and we kind of chatted. Looking back on how I invited you guys, I think I might have had an error on my part, and this is maybe something that you can learn from as well. I've got a school Google account, and then I've got a private Google account that I typically use. And I think when I set up the Google Hangout last week, I was actually on my school account. And a lot of times school Google accounts will have certain things blocked. And so I think when I created the link to send you guys out the invitation, I think that because I was on my school account, it might have made it so that people outside of my district weren't necessarily automatically able to get in. And so in the middle of kind of the hour there, Angie did contact me via email and said, hey, I'm trying to get in, but I can't get in. So the second way that you can invite somebody on a Google Hangout is just sending them an invite through an email. And when I did that, it did have a little pop-up and it said, hey, the person you're contacting is outside of the Liberty Public School District. Is that okay? And so I think that might be what happened. So I'll do two things this next week when I do it. Number one, I'll make sure that I'm on my Google account if I create a link for you guys. But then I'll also send you a little email right before the Google Hangout goes live. So if you would like to participate, and again, it's totally optional, between 6 and 7 on Thursday, at 6 and 7 Central Time, I'll be live on a Google Hangout. I'll send you guys an invite right before that. So if you want to participate, just check your email. That'd be one way to do it. And if you're ever having trouble during that time period and you know that we're having a chat, just go ahead and email me. I'll typically check my email kind of as we're doing the chat, or you could call me. So my phone number is on the syllabus. I typically have my phone sitting right there on the desk, and if there's ever a problem, a lot of times we can just troubleshoot it right through the old-fashioned telephone. So let me know if you guys want to participate. It's not a mandatory thing, but last week it's kind of nice to touch base with Angie. I've had Angie in several classes, and so we just kind of talked about a couple different topics, and it was good just to kind of have that kind of face-to-face type experience. So we'll do it again this week. If you guys are able to attend, great. If not, maybe next week will work out for you. But I'll have that option open on Thursday night for you guys. And if you ever have a question, let me know. A lot of times we can just set up a Google Hangout real quick, and it takes like 5 minutes. Bam, we can talk to each other. And if you have a question about an assignment or anything like that. So, all right, guys, we'll have a great week. I guess a shortened week possibly if you're not working or doing stuff today on Monday. And we'll see you in class. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.